Have you ever felt stuck in a routine, as if you're just going through the motions of daily life without any real sense of direction or purpose? You're not alone. Many of us feel like we're just trying to get through each day with no clear idea of what we're working toward or how to get there. It's a frustrating feeling, knowing there must be more to life than this. Sometimes it feels like we're merely surviving, running on caffeine and adrenaline, wondering how we can break free from the cycle of stress and anxiety. For some of us, this feeling can be overwhelming, like we're drowning in a sea of uncertainties. And in these moments, we often find ourselves searching for answers, an escape, a sense of connection to something greater than ourselves. It raises an important question: how can I communicate with the universe? Imagine the universe as a giant mirror reflecting back at you. Everything you want to happen requires your focus on it. Nothing happens without some effort on your part, even if it sometimes seems like others achieve everything without lifting a finger. There are people who inherit success, yet they still have to do something, even if it's minimal. There are people who work hard and see results, even if it's little by little. And there are people who, no matter how much they try, see no results at all. These are blockages. It all depends on you and what you do to make things happen. The question you can ask yourself is, which of these categories do you find yourself in? Now that you've analyzed where you are, you can begin communicating with the universe, releasing whatever is necessary to improve that communication more and more. The way you communicate with the universe is crucial for finding comfort in your life. Just as the way you communicate with yourself and others is important, your communication with the universe is vital for experiencing harmony, peace, and fulfillment in your existence. At first, when we start communicating with the universe, it might feel very strange, as if you're having a monologue. However, surrender yourself to your requests and your communication. For the universe, everything is possible. There are no blockages, no limitations, no doubts, or wounds. It is universal energy, an energy of light, which is why I like to call the universe the light. The right moment appears. There was a time in my life when I felt completely lost, unsure of which career path to choose. Through therapy and connections, I began saying to the universe, I know the profession that makes me happy. I am so happy in my profession. Thank you, universe, for placing this profession on my path. At that time, I wasn't working and didn't know what I wanted to do. In reality, I later discovered that I did know, but I was running away from the truth. But that's a story for another video. There were days when I felt defeated and thought all of this was false, that I wouldn't find my way. But an inner voice kept telling me, you'll discover it at the right time. And so it was. After releasing blockages and healing, I discovered it. The universe has its own timing, what we might call the universe's time. It knows best when the ideal moment is for something to happen in your life. That's why it's important to live in communion with the flow of the universe. This doesn't mean ignoring potential blockages or negative energy. Rather, it's about observing and addressing them while trusting the process. How to start communicating with the universe. When you feel connected to what you're saying, move on to the next step, and so on. Gradually increase your communication, and always end with gratitude. Gratitude is proof that you trust it will happen. Every day, at least once a day, begin by saying, 1. Start with a simple communication. Universe, I want to feel well. 2. Then verbalize what you want or have in mind. Universe, bring to me the good that is reserved for me. Universe, give me strength and motivation to move forward with my goals. Universe, help me become aware of my blockages, fears, anxieties, and panic. Universe, help me achieve. Describe the situation. 3. Move on to deeper communication. This is a conversation as if you're speaking with someone else. Share how you feel, what you want, express gratitude, and talk about both joyful and challenging moments. Think of the universe as a dear friend. Speak to it often and openly. How to communicate with the universe. You can do it anywhere, with your eyes open or closed, with incense and crystals or without them, with meditation or without it. The important thing is to start communicating and connecting with the universe without letting your human ego limit or block you. Occasionally, it's good to have a more intense and deep connection. During these moments, Use the tools and materials you enjoy most to enhance your connection. However, don't stop communicating just because you don't have time to prepare a divine moment. When we fail to communicate properly with others, it leads to conflicts, misunderstandings, arguments, fights, and even wars. When we don't communicate lovingly with the universe, it doesn't feel offended or anything like that. It simply cannot understand what we are trying to convey. Often, it responds by giving you more of the same or even the opposite of what you asked for. This is one of the main reasons why the law of attraction doesn't work when we try to manifest something in our lives. We often fail to express our intention in a way that the universe can understand. Our method of communication is still developing and improving. We are still heavily influenced by the ego and will remain so until we make space for unconditional love. And when I say express, I don't mean just in terms of words, but also the full expression, including the intentions, emotions, and feelings that surround our words. For example, when we communicate with another person, we might say, "Good to see you," even if that's not true inside us. If the person is sensitive and intuitive, they may sense we're pretending. If not, they might believe we're genuinely happy to see them. The universe, however, is extremely sensitive and always perceives what lies behind our words. It is impossible to deceive it. We must be completely consistent for the universe to hear and clearly understand us. We all make requests to the universe. We ask for work, health, good relationships, and many other things. Yet most of the time we feel like the universe isn't listening. Sometimes we have long lists of requests that seem forgotten, waiting for a miracle to finally be granted. Remember, every request is heard and answered. If what you've asked for hasn't arrived yet, it might be because you're not being consistent between your words and your intentions, or because your feelings don't align with your request. The universe is very strict in this regard. It doesn't grant requests that are improperly expressed. Examine the tone of your request. Are you being honest? Are you kind? Are you calm? Are you friendly? The universe always responds, but it sends you what it understands, which might not align with what you're saying you want. Imagine you are talking to a dear friend and asking them for a favor. Are you asking clearly, confidently, and kindly enough? The language you use is very important and must be rooted in love. The universe won't understand you if you're asking with anger, demands, intimidation, desperation, fear, or frustration. In fact, your request doesn't even need to feel like a request. Instead, it's a conversation where you express your preference, where you state what you choose from the wide range of possibilities before you. There's no anger, no despair, no anguish, no demands, no crying, or anything like that. It's simply accompanied by a gentle feeling of gratitude for the possibility of being heard and responded to. The language we use to communicate with the universe is the same as what we learned as children while interacting with our parents. They were our first and closest influences during childhood, the years when we developed our ability to communicate. Make sure you're not repeating the unhealthy patterns they may have had when communicating with each other or with you. For example, if your mother had to argue with your father to get something like money for shopping, you might unknowingly use that same strategy when asking the universe, following that mental framework. Another example is how your parents responded when you asked them for something. Did they meet your requests or even listen to you? Or maybe you didn't even dare to ask for something. All of this is connected to your self-esteem and your sense of worthiness. Speak to the universe. For your request to be answered properly, review the points mentioned here and make sure you're asking in a loving and confident way, just as you would ask your best friend to join you somewhere. When you feel confident, you can ask freely, feeling sovereign over your own existence. You become the master of deciding where you want to go, while respecting that others have the same right. You take responsibility for yourself, grow, mature, and become an independent being. You will know how to correct your course when you realize you've made a mistake. If you think you need to improve the way you ask, start by analyzing the communication you learned from your parents, then apply what you've learned to practice communicating with the universe. To help with this process, recall a time when you asked for something and received it quickly. Notice the clarity, confidence, and simplicity of your request at that moment. We are all creators of our reality, and you don't need to have special powers to choose and achieve what you want in life. The universe is generous, but often we are the ones who create resistance, preventing the things we want from manifesting. To recap, talking to the universe is not just a concept, it's a real and tangible way to create positive changes in our lives. By using techniques like gratitude journaling, affirmations, and visualization, we can begin to tap into the universe's limitless potential and shape the life we've always desired. So, I encourage you to give it a try. What do you have to lose? Wishing you excellent results. Thank you for watching. If you've had any experiences communicating with the universe, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you'd like to learn more about personal growth and manifestation, don't miss my next video.